Completely feel free. No, don't tell Dom. Okay, that's fine. Guys, guess who's coming in? It's a big surprise. You can't leave me. I love you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very, very special guest, my very good friend and super talented hair genius, Dom Seeley.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. I'm so happy to have you on. So I asked my followers a question. I said, what do you guys want to hear more about? And I was so overwhelmed with how much people wanted to hear about hair care. So I thought, who better to bring on than you? You're like the expert. Yeah. So guys, Dom, if you guys haven't seen him yet, check him out. He is celebrity hairstylist. He's done Olivia Culpo, Kendall Jenner, myself, and many, many others, Bella Hadid. He is doing a lot of great things in hair and he's so trendy. But what we're gonna talk about today and focus on is taking good care of your hair. First question we have is regarding water and filters. What are your thoughts? What do you recommend?
Yeah, so there's a big misconception. Obviously, people always think water is like hydrating, but actually water is drying.
What?
So yeah, water can be drying for your hair. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy because water is liquid.
Even like good water?
Well, we'll get onto that, yeah. So it all depends on pH. So pH of the scalp and hair sits anywhere between 3.5 to 5.5. So as natural bodies are 7
That's
alkaline.
Acidic, right?
Yeah. So no, it's more, yeah, so it's actually more acidic. So as hair sits on that level, acid is actually really good for hair and not alkaline.
So that's why they say wash your hair with apple cider vinegar.
Probably, yeah, possibly. Yeah, so basically when we could be here all day, but when you bleach your hair, bleach or lightening chemicals are alkaline. That's why they're more damaging. But when you color or do a gloss, they're more acidic. So hair is actually more responsible.
That's so weird because you would guess the opposite. Like I would think something that would be acidic would like damage your hair.
Yeah. It's one of those like really crazy myths.
That is so crazy.
So yeah, water obviously, like I said before, is very sort of drying. So in the region, a lot of women obviously struggle with hair loss or they struggle with like not being able to get the color they want because, and actually the reason why is because a lot of metals and minerals are actually left on the hair from the water.
So crazy. You're blowing my mind right now. I thought it was because of my like ethnic background.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 it is, but there is environmental and like chemical aggressors will actually absorb into your hair and actually form a barrier or a block. So if anybody's ever sat in a salon and you've had highlights in foil packet and your foils feel hot to touch, that's actually a chemical reaction with the alkalinity of the lightener.
That always happens to me.
Yeah, with the product. It's because you've got metal or trace minerals in your hair. So a really great technique or something really it can be really inexpensive now is actually applying a water filter to your shower head or filtration system within your house.
I have done that.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing I did when I moved into this house. I was like, we need to filter the water properly. And I have one in the entire house and then one for my shower because I'm so conscious of like, hair fall and everything. So
and even you have a great technique in Huda as well where you'll actually rinse with a bottle of water afterwards.
I don't always do that. I can be naughty sometimes, but I try to.
And Huda's like that, and I just think it's a really cool way to sort of like use a different source of water as final rinse, so that it just gives you, it like almost removes the top surface of water basically. And there is products out there as well, like Colour Wow do a great one called Dream Filter. And Dream Filter is a pre-shampoo mineral spray, and basically you spray it onto your hair, leave it 1 to 3 minutes before shampooing. It will remove all trace minerals and metals from your hair.
Wow.
So it's great.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, I've got some, so I'll try it on you. But it's really good because obviously metals and minerals actually are a thing what can help with your hair being unresponsive to styling. So if your hair doesn't blow dry well or if it doesn't style well, it actually, because it can be the chlorine, the aluminium, the copper, the manganese, the metal, anything on your hair what's trapped.
It's so weird because I would never think of that.
Yeah.
Like I would always just think of like, okay, maybe it's just my hormones or maybe it's my genes, maybe it's like your styling tools, but I would never think of the water.
Yeah,
or like the minerals.
The water is the main cause. That's chlorinated or salt water. So if you are a chlorinated swimmer or a saltwater swimmer, a filter or Dream Filter will be incredible. But so it's good for anybody really, like anybody would benefit.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So question number 2, we're going to talk about something that could be controversial because some people used to make fun of me. I don't wash my hair that much. How often should you shampoo your hair?
So for me, I don't wash that much neither.
What?
I think for my
thank you.
Yeah. Yes. For my sort of style as well as a guy with long hair, I if it's too like clean, it looks too like feminine in a way.
Okay.
And I want it to look a bit more like as I've been like surfing all day.
It does.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so you should wash, I would always say 1 to 2 times a week.
Okay.
Let your natural oils produce or protect or even feed your hair. Anything longer than that, it's a bit too long in my instance. So like you can go a week, push it a week, but then it gets to a point where the environment or the products get built up on your hair. Like, I know some people could, like when smells get trapped in your hair or anything like that, that's obviously the environment.
That's why we got this hair mist.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Product plug. So this is why I created our hair mist, because I was like, I don't wash my hair often and I'm so conscious of smells, of course. So I was like, we need to create a hair mist so that I don't have to use perfume on my hair all the time. So that's why I swear by hair mist in general. It doesn't have to be Kayali, but like use an alcohol-free fragrance on your hair, because hair traps smells, and that's probably the only reason I wash my hair.
And especially people that live in like even cities, not Dubai, but like cities like London or like really built up cities, the pollution actually gets into your hair. So
it does.
We should always shampoo twice. That's another big misconception. So the first shampoo will actually remove the product buildup, anything what you've like the weekly like day-to-day grind, and then your second one will actually cleanse your scalp and hair. So if you just shampoo once, you're actually not actually cleansing your scalp and hair.
What if you have like really fine thin hair?
Again, same. But yeah, you should always find a good shampoo and conditioner.
Okay. What if you shampoo 3 times?
Fine.
That's okay, because that's what I do.
Yeah, especially like if you've got your hair colored, or if you find that you've changed, like if you traveled and you're in new water environments, so if you just want to change your hair care routine, it's always best to do a kickstart and restart. So shampoo 3 times to make sure that it's completely out of whatever you've been using before. And then it almost gives it a clean slate.
That's so interesting.
So the shampoo actually I would recommend is the Colour Wow Colour Security Shampoo and the conditioner. These are the travel sizes, just because these are what I gave to Mona. But there's a huge misconception that shampoo should volumize and thicken and moisturize and hydrate. For a company or a brand to make that claim, basically, they have to scientifically leave something behind on your hair. So they have to leave a residue, which can contribute to hair loss, hair fall, your hair not responding. So basically, all shampoo should do for everyone and anyone really is to clean.
Is it just like a marketing thing that they usually do?
Yeah, it's a marketing thing, and fragrance and smell and oils and acids. So the great one about the Colour Wow one is because they've removed up to 60 ingredients in the shampoo and conditioner, as well as the entire range of products. And there's no toxins, there's no dyes, there's no harsh chemicals, and all it does is to clean. Basically, it's a 100% crystal clean, clear formula. So, like I said, all the shampoo should do. All the shampoo should do is clean. That's it. We should address the hydration, the moisture, the strength afterwards in the mask or the treatment or styling aspects of his hair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that in skincare people care about this, but an inch above, when it gets to scalp, people forget. And
which is so crazy, because if you lose your hair, then
and your scalp biome is so like essential to overall health. And your hair health,
Wow, that's so interesting. I would never even think about that.
We spend billions here, but then we just use shop-bought ingredients on the scalp.
That's such a great point. Oh my gosh, I'm like, oh my God, I need to take care of my scalp. What about people who wash their hair every day? Like maybe they have oily scalp or whatever. Like, what would you recommend to those people?
So people who've got an oily scalp, this is a really tough one, because obviously I understand people's lives and people work out. And that's again why you create the hair mist, because you work out a lot. So you always thought, you were always more conscious of smells in your hair than other people, and you would always be like, oh sorry, and I'm like, Mona, you can't even smell anything.
I know, every time I see Dom, I'm like, I haven't washed my hair for like a week, please don't breathe in.
But with people with oily or greasy hair, it's actually like a sort of mechanism your scalp's doing to sort of rebalance itself, almost like your skin. When people with combination skin or oily skin are trying to cleanse too much, the skin or sebaceous gland produces so much oil to sort of rebalance. Your scalp is the same. So is your scalp like producing more oil than you wash it? Trying to rebalance the scalp out, So again, if you have got an oily or greasy scalp, or if you work out daily, try the Colour Wow Colour Security Shampoo, because honestly, like even in my hair as a guy, again, a lot of guys use a 3-in-1. They'll use a body wash, hair wash, and whatever wash to wash.
I know a lot of guys do that.
Yeah.
Some of them use bar soap.
And that's why a lot of guys experience hair fall, because they're using really strong ingredients. So again, with that shampoo, it works for anybody, any gender, any hair type. And it's just going to give you clean hair. Even if you wash your hair every day, it's clean enough and safe enough to use every day.
Do you have any recommendations, like if people don't you know, have the budget to buy color wow, or if there's anything else, like, is there any other recommendations you have? Like, would it be like just use something super basic?
Yeah, I would always try and go organic.
Organic. Okay.
9 times out of 10, the organic are good, but always still read labels, because you want to watch out for sodium chloride and sodium lauryl sulfate. And that's a really terrible sulfate, which is everything.
Really?
Honestly, everything. It's even in toothpaste to make it foam. So it's a foaming agent, and it basically gives you the illusion. Everybody thinks that you should lather. And the lather is actually a misconception of hair brands.
That's so interesting, because a lot of the newer hair products I have
that
are much better for me, I'm always like, why is it not foaming up? And I'm like, I'm like, is something missing here? And I keep sulfate. Adding more.
Yeah.
But the foam is not necessary.
Yeah, lather is bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been thinking wrong the whole time. Those herbal essence shampoo commercials like threw me off.
And they're all false anyway. Yeah, that's all green screen.
Wow.
Any campaign or commercial you see is all false. Yeah,
wow. It's
really bad. If you do reach for an organic one, always check the label. And like I said, sodium chloride is basically table salt. And sodium chloride is in everything as well.
Wow.
I have no idea why. They just add it as thickeners. So sodium chloride is used as a thickener. Wow. So if your shampoo looks pearlized, if it looks like it's like got like this really pretty, like glittery, the glitter is actually really bad for the environment, because it actually runs into the oceans and it never disappears.
Oh,
it's a microplastic. So they're actually really bad.
Yeah.
So always reach for a shampoo what's really clean or clear. Don't reach for anything what's like colored or scented. That's the best advice I could give, really. Yeah.
We're gonna have a problem here, Dom. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But are scents really bad for your hair? Like, for example, you know, those shampoos that are scented. I know a lot of like the cooler, newer, more organic brands, but they'll have like banana scent or whatever. Are those okay?
As long as they're like natural flavorings or fragrances. Anything what's artificial, because when you put fragrance on a bottle, I mean, you'll know, when you put fragrance on anything, that fragrance it doesn't just mean fragrance. It could mean 60 ingredients what create that fragrance.
Right.
And you don't know what's toxic or what's not. A really good app, actually, what I think you'd be really like, what you would love is an app called Think Dirty. And you can scan barcodes and it tells you what's clean and what's not and what's toxic.
Wow, I love that. I'm gonna download it.
It's a really good one, and a lot of products can actually interfere with hormones.
That is so interesting.
Which is a really like mind, but when I read that, I was like mind blown. Yeah, it can mess with hormones, especially when you're growing up.
That's scary.
Fertility, yeah, it honestly can, and this app can actually pinpoint the toxic ingredients inside, and it also can tell you the clean beauty.
Wow, I love that. That's such a great tip.
Yeah,
thank you. And I'm going to download it. Not right now, right after this.
I know you're such a product junkie, so I know you like that sort of, like,
I am.
You love info.
And I also have like hormone problems, so I would love to see if maybe something I'm using is throwing me off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to download that. So Dom, if you don't mind just recapping, like what are those, you know, top 3-4 ingredients to watch out for? The
top one is sodium lauryl sulfate. It's a surfactant, it's just terrible. It's in everything. And honestly, all you have to do is Google it and you'll see like the harshness, what it can do. Sodium chloride is basically table salt. So that's just used as a thickener. You don't want to be looking for any pearlizing ingredients or any thickeners basically inside your shampoo and conditioners, and also any fragrance or any artificial fragrance. So any fruit acids or any fruit flavorings really, because that's also bad. It also can change hair color. So if you've got blonde highlighted hair, it can actually make your hair more orange because the fruits actually alter hair color.
This is so fascinating and heartbreaking because I'm like, fragrance, oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know if I can give that up, but I'll try. So I would love to know your thoughts on dry shampoo, because I used to use it before. And I actually, because you know I don't wash my hair ever, so I would use it, but my scalp got so sensitive.
Itchy, yeah.
And that's why I really went to hair mist, because I was like, okay, I can't use the dry shampoo, but maybe I'll just make it smell better, and I'll just like sometimes even use like makeup, you know, blotters, like the skin blotters, and I'll put it on my scalp and remove the oil and then fragrance it with hair mist. But what do you think about dry shampoo? Is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like kind of who you ask. I personally like dry shampoo because for my textured hair, my hair gets quite oily quick because I'm constantly flicking. I don't wear my hair in a parting, so I'm constantly messing with my hair. So for me, my hair gets oily quick, but it also lends to my aesthetic of my hairstyle.
Right.
I don't really like products, so for me, dry shampoo is great. But I know for some people, it can make your head itch. It can be really annoying, and you can get a buildup, especially if you scratch your scalp, you get the buildup on your nails.
Yeah, you do.
So if you are an avid dry shampoo user, always again reach for a more clean version of it. So something what contains tapioca starch or kaolin clay, they're the best ones because that's more natural. It's more from the earth rather than an artificial ingredient like talcum powder or anything like that what's been put inside a propelled can, because that's basically essentially what dry shampoo is.
And that's not good for your hair, right?
Not necessarily, because it can clog your pores, lead to hair fall.
That's what I was noticing. I was like, my pores on my scalp felt super clogged.
Yeah.
And I did feel like, I'm not sure if it's accurate, but I felt like there was more hair loss.
Yeah, it can lead to that. It can also lead to your sebaceous glands getting clogged and then basically almost creating a pimple on your follicle. And then,
sounds horrible.
Yeah, instant reaction, you want to squeeze it, but that's not always a great thing. So if you are a dry shampoo user, always reach for something with kaolin clay or tapioca starch inside it. They tend to be as well less white residue leaving. The more talcum powder versions are more white residue leaving. But yeah, if you are going to use dry shampoo, wash your hair more regular just to get off your scalp.
Okay, like every
other
days?
day, yeah,
Okay.
Every 2 to 3 days.
Interesting. So the next question is in regards to massaging your scalp when you're shampooing. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Should you do it? Should you go in hard? Like, should you rub? Like, sometimes when I'm washing my hair, I literally like, get in. Like, I feel like my whole head is like I have new skin on my head.
It almost is therapeutic. And
it is.
I kind of like how you always say as well, you wear perfume for yourself at night. And I feel like that's something what you can actually do for yourself. It's 5 minutes. It really is a world of benefit. And you almost like escape from everything. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but when you're actually massaging your scalp, it's not just to massage it. It's actually to promote blood flow. So it creates hair growth. You're basically bringing all that blood to your surface of your scalp so that your hair is fed.
Yeah.
The only way his hair is fed is by blood supply. So the main areas you want to focus on is around your hairline. If you find that your fingertips are too aggressive, use your knuckles and just work in circular motions around your face. You can do it with oil before you shampoo, so you can use like a hair oil if you want to do it before shampooing. And you want to basically, I don't know if anybody is really into sort of like your chakras or anything like that, but there's
getting into it now.
I'm not too sure what it's called, but I'm almost certain that it's almost called your third eye or something like that.
Your third eye is, your head.
Yeah, it's here, yeah. And I think you work 12 fingers back from your third eye and it hits just in between your crown. It's the most top part of your scalp.
Yeah, that's your crown chakra.
Yeah. So because this is the most top part of your scalp and gravity naturally pulls everything down. So it's the least blood supply. So that's why a lot of people tend to go bald here first, because it's the least blood supply, yeah. So you should always interlock your fingers across when you're massaging the top of your hair.
I'm like, oh no, I haven't done that in a while.
So around your hairline, interlock your fingers across, and especially just underneath your occipital bone in the back. So that's the bone at the back of your head. Always massage from your nape up into that area, so that you want to really massage that as well. Yeah.
What about scalp serums? Like, do you recommend using them after you shampoo?
Yeah, scalp serums, like I said, if you want to use a scalp serum, there's really good ones out now where you use before shampooing. And scalp scrubs, we could spend a whole nother video on scalp scrubs and serums.
I love scalp scrubs.
Yeah, like, it's just like you exfoliate your skin, your scalp needs exfoliating as well. So I'd probably do that once or twice every 2 weeks.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be too many times a month.
I'm like overwhelmed right now. I'm like, I need to take notes. Thank God we have this on camera, because I'm gonna go back and like watch this and write things down, because that's just, there's so much to be done. And I thought I was doing a good job taking care of my hair, but I realized I'm not doing half of the things you're saying.
Yeah. And it's even like when you come to actually rinsing your hair out and you're ready to dry it, don't dry your hair with the towel. Like, that's the worst thing you can do, because towel drying creates friction and creates frizz, breakage, damage.
On wet hair too, which is like more
on wet
sensitive.
hair, yeah. So hair fiber towels, they're really good. Microfiber cloths or cotton t-shirts, like an old cotton t-shirt is like the best thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. I think all of us, probably 99% of the people watching, probably are towel drying their hair first.
Yeah. The most hair damages as soon as you even like put a hair tie in it. Like, when people get a kink in the hair, that's damage. So even rubbing your hair with a towel, even rubbing and washing your hair in the shower, you're creating some sort of friction and damage. So that's why when you shampoo, you should never rub the suds down your hair. You should only wash the scalp and let the water and product rinse through your hair. You should never actually apply the product to your mid-lengths and ends.
Wow.
Because you're creating friction, a cleanser through your hair.
I'm doing so many things wrong.
Yeah. You should only cleanse your scalp and let the water and suds run down, and that will cleanse your hair enough.
Really?
Yeah, because you're doing it twice, remember?
Right. It's true. What about brushing your hair in the shower?
Oh my God, yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I believe in. So
you believe in it?
Yeah, believe in it 100%.
So it's okay to do it?
Yeah.
Thank God. Finally, there's one thing I'm doing right.
There's a lot of good brushes out there. Like, wet brushes are really good. So you want to brush your hair basically before you shampoo on dry hair. Brushing before you actually wash your hair, and then brush while you're conditioning as well.
Okay. Yeah. What about when there's shampoo in your hair?
No, not so much. Yeah, you just leave that, just like I said, just massage your scalp. And hair fall as well. A lot of people get a bit worried to see hair fall. We actually lose anywhere up to 100 to 200 hairs a day.
That's it?
Yeah, like when you think.
What if you have more hair? Then you lose more,
That's
right?
yeah, that's
I'm like, I think I lose like 500
yeah,
hairs
I mean,
a
Mona,
day.
you've got hair what can fit on 5 heads. Like, you've got so much hair, but I mean,
literally a lot
like,
falls out though.
Yeah. I always tell you it's the best hair I've ever touched, but
thank you. You're so sweet.
Hair fall is natural.
Okay.
A lot of people can get really stressed, and then when you get more stressed about hair fall, it can have the opposite effect, and then you almost get worried. So then that stress then makes more hair fall. The first thing stress does to us is gut health and is hair health.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
Because stress actually contributes to hair fall and how his hair's feeling. Hormones.
So
yeah,
fascinating.
and you are what you eat. What you ingest is what comes out of your hair.
So going back to when you're drying your hair,
Yeah.
like, so you mentioned not using a normal towel.
Yeah.
But what about just drying immediately with a hairdryer?
Yeah, so there's another big misconception. We've been told all the way through his lives that it's actually good to go to bed with your hair wet, but actually that's really bad because your scalp is cold. So your scalp health is like really detrimental when it's wet, and your hair is more fragile when wet. So if you're gonna go to bed with your hair wet and you're rubbing your hair on a cotton pillowcase, the friction from the cotton on wet hair actually is pulling your hair more. So
oh my gosh.
Always, if you are going to use your dryer or dry your hair, obviously cotton t-shirt or microfiber towel to dry the majority of the moisture out, and then obviously heat protectant products, then dry your hair with a blow dryer.
Wow, it's so interesting. I almost always, when I wash my own hair, go to bed with it wet because I like don't want to dry it myself, and it also takes forever to dry. But
and then what does it feel like when you wake up the next morning? Is it really big and frizzy?
It always is big and frizzy though.
Yeah, that's because of actually the friction on the pillowcase.
Wow.
We should all actually sleep on silk.
Yeah.
So for the skin, it's really beneficial for skin, but even for hair, sleeping on silk stops friction, stops hair fall. It stops a multitude of sins, and it also stops your skincare products rubbing off and going into your hair and vice versa.
Interesting.
Because obviously hair care products shouldn't be on skin and skincare products shouldn't be on hair.
That's
but
so interesting.
obviously for you would do a nighttime routine on your skin, but then the cotton from the pillowcase will absorb and then rub off onto your hair and vice versa.
Wow, these are such amazing tips. Like everything has just blown my mind. I feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm making notes in my head right now. It's so fantastic to have you and to have you share all these tips with everybody. I hope everyone's enjoying them. And honestly, I think we could go on forever. But I know we've gone through a lot today, so I definitely want to have you on for part 2 because we have like a long list of questions, but you're so thorough and you have so much information to share, so I don't want to leave out any of those details. But we're gonna have a part 2 to finish all of Dom's great tips and advice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Dom, do you have a quote of the day? Because I like to finish every video with a quote of the day. Yeah, do you have a quote about hair?
So I think the best one, I mean, I know it's very cliche, but obviously it's so true. Like invest in your hair because it is literally something what you never take off. Like it's the first thing people notice when you walk into a room, and it's how you express or like give off your vibe or your style to people.
It's a crown.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. That's such great advice, and it's so true, and it really does make you feel so much better. Like when you have good, healthy, high quality hair, or you've taken good care of yourself, you just feel a million times better.
It's empowering, and we all know when you have a bad hair day, you don't feel great.
So true.
But when you have a good hair day, like you could literally take on the world.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Dom.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
I
for being
appreciate
on.
it.
Guys, please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Love you all so much. Oh, and don't forget to follow Dom. I'm gonna put his information down below. Check him out. So guys, don't forget if you have any more questions for Dom, you can DM him, you can comment on his photos, but also comment on the post that we put up for this video. We wanna hear your questions, and he's such a great expert. He knows a lot about hair, and he's super passionate, so we definitely wanna share his knowledge with the world. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love you so much. Bye.